must lead by youth. In this session, we will explore how young leaders across the world are using AI and emerging technologies to build ethical and impactful solutions. We will hear from the global experts working at the intersections of AI governance, innovation, and digital transformation. We will have an incredible lineup for keynote speaker today. We will introduce each and every speaker briefly. They will share their insights. After that, we will have into break discussion for deeper engagement. So, without delay, let's welcome our speakers. Is our speaker available? Mr. Harshit Yadav. Is Mr. Harshit Yadav available? Mr. Harshit Yadav. But Mr. Harshit Yadav.
Should I step in for him?
Hello, Mr. Harshit Yadav is available.
I think Mr. Umar is in the meeting, so maybe he can go first.
Okay, so move on to the next speaker. Umman Panjrao, President of Internet Society Colombia chapter. Is he available?
Hello everyone, can you hear me well?
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Please continue. We can't hearing you. I can't hear you. But I can't hear you.
Now?
Yeah, yeah, great.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Well, when I received the invitation to this panel, that is the main topic is AI for good, and how young people can actually collaborate to it. I remember the time when I was starting like to collaborate in artificial intelligence issues. At that moment, I was really like worried that my boss could be here because I was really young, and pretty much everyone around me had more experience about the topic. But one of the things that I realized in that moment that most of the people that around me wasn't talking about the future AI and how it's going to affect the future generations. So I started to focus on that. And not only on that, but also in those historical marginalized communities. For example, I realized that most of the conversation around artificial intelligence always came in the moment when I started to participate in the focus on one thing: how we can make artificial intelligence useful for certain topics, but not including the human rights perspective in general. But so that's what I try to focus in that way, and that's what I want people started to think. Not only what we can do at the moment for that, but also in the final user of these technologies, because we actually missing so many times the final user of this technology and how they can improve those. In my case, when I started with the Internet Governance Forum, participating in the Policy Network on Artificial Intelligence. In that moment, they opened 3 topics on how we can discuss about that. And I was part of the topic on racial bias and gender biases. I remember at the moment where only few authors talking about that in the world. Most of them were women, so the intersection between gender and race was there. But what we're missing in those is the view from people from the global south. I'm from the global south. I'm from Colombia, so my vision there, it has to be part of the conversation, and that's where I started to present cases on how the artificial intelligence actually can affect people in the global south, having into account also this ethnic, racial, and gender stereotype or bias into that are embedded in the technology. After that, I started my path to find solutions, because my background is not only in human rights or advocating for human rights in technology, but also I'm an engineer. So yeah, I started to think, well, I found this problem that is happening with this technology. So how I can solve this problem, having into account exactly these perspectives that I'm talking about in this work that I did. So in this theoretical work that I did. So I found that probably for us in the global south, the collective way of doing that actually characterize more our work, for example, the more our work, is the main answer to face those bias, those different to diverse bias that we found in technologies such as AI. So that's what I'm starting to propose. It's what I'm working at the moment in the developing technologies related to AI in a way that we can all collaborate. That's mean using open source technologies, open data, and thinking in artificial intelligence as a tool for good, where all of us actually can collaborate and can create something better. So my invitation is for all of you is not to be afraid to find the solution and to think not only that you in your vision actually is wrong. It probably is part of the solution of something that no one is talking about yet. So yeah, I encourage everyone to do that, because it's one of the things that I learned doing internet governance in all this year, pretty much almost 10 years working on internet government, is that every voice matters and every person actually can be part of the global solutions that we need and the improvement of the technologies as we want it to be. Yeah, thank you. I don't hear Mohammad.
Yeah, can you hear me? What give you the most hope about the future of AI and leadership?
Well, actually, people tend to think that when we are young, actually we don't know many things about how to solve problems, but that for me was the most challenging in all the when it comes to leadership. I had to prove myself that I'm only big and I'm capable of doing things once or sometimes 2 or 3 times better than anyone else. But I like challenges, I had to say it. And I don't afraid to actually show people that I'm actually good at what I wanted to do. So yeah, so I started to focus, create confidence on what I wanted, what I wanted to achieve, and people started to somehow see that actually I was serious, I was committed, and I was prepared for doing the this that I was proposing. So yeah, it's a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, and I don't know, just had the stamina for somehow to endure this process.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable thoughts. Now joining us is Gonzala. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Gonzala, President of Privaia Association Civil and Internet Governance Forum.
Yes, hello. Can you listen to me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thanks, Umur, and thanks, Mohammad, from the presentation. Well, let me introduce myself to help you with the task. I'm Gonzalo
Yeah,
Carrasco
sure,
Pinto.
sure.
So I'm from Argentina. I founded a civil organization called Privaia as a representative of civil organizations. I'm part of the committee. I'm co-secretary of IGF Argentina. So that's a little bit of my background. I'm a lawyer specialized in IT law, data privacy, and internet governance. So this is for me, my introduction. You want me just to say my part, or we'll do it afterwards?
I think let's start the keynotes.
I'm sorry, my
Yeah,
internet
Gonzalo.
lagged a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. Can we move on to the keynotes?
Yeah. So
Can you hear me?
let's talk. No, let's talk a little bit about the youth. So as the subject
Sure.
of this panel, right? Let's go for it. So, for example, let me talk you a little bit about the youth community here in Argentina.
Yeah.
Our IGF has been, we can say, it on holidays since pandemics, but last year it has relaunched. So you know how tough a relaunch can be. But fortunately, this year we also relaunched the youth track. We are not calling youth because we talk about sovereignty, so we call it jóvenes because we don't like using English words here, at least here in Argentina. So what we are feeling about the youth community is that they had a lot of will, they had a lot of strength. So we feel like it's essential for the prosperity of internet governance. So that's why we can say we're putting all our energy and all our focus on giving the muscle and the guidance that the youth needs, not for our committee. Let's say the elders ones can track the youth activity and can develop the tasks that the youth need to accomplish. We are trying to just to be a guidance for them, and just to lead them so then they can grow on all the debates and all the subjects they especially want to talk about. For example, we are discussing a lot about all the prohibitions in social networks, such as the one in Australia, such as the one that I think is about to be regulated in Spain, the one in United Kingdom. So we are trying to foster all of these debates and mainly giving the voice to the youth. We feel, maybe not we, but I feel, for example, that the youth are not, the voice of the youth are not taken into consideration in this subject. So I feel like it's a little troublesome scenario, you know, because we are seeing prohibitions all around the world, and maybe we will continue to see a lot of prohibitions, but these prohibitions are just being regulated and discussed by the elder ones and not specialized elder ones. So we feel, and I invite all of you to foster the debate in the young generations. Maybe we can guide these debates, we can give a framework to these debates, but the youth must, we must consider the voice of the youth. So what I wanted to bring to this space is that I feel like this is a mandatory task that we, the elder ones, the different IGFs, and the different space of global leaderships and internet governance must take into consideration and develop this guidance, so then we don't develop this internet governance into some really problematic and chaotic scenario from years to come. I don't know how I'm on time. Please, Mohammad, feel free to stop me or to give me some guidance for the time. But I could go on and on with this subject, but mainly I feel like this is the task that we need to accomplish regarding the youth. We need to empower the voice of the youth. We need to guide the youth and not limit them. We need to learn from the youth, and we need to work as a team so that we can learn from them and they can learn from us. We maybe in that way we can develop some kind of virtuous framework so that internet governance and human rights can be respected worldwide. Of course, I'm thinking about all the trouble that we have here in Argentina, in Latin America and the Caribbean, and in the global South. But I feel there will be a lot of participants that will agree with me on this, and I invite again all of you to try to guide the youngers and to give them these spaces so that they can think and they can exteriorize their thoughts with confidence and with a safety environment. And I feel like if we can generate this, maybe we can think that the internet governance will be more fruitful in the next years. Mohammad, I think you're muted if you're speaking.
Yeah. What do you think? What is the biggest opportunity AI created for the youth today?
The bigger opportunity regarding what, Mohammad?
Uh, Biggest opportunity AI created for youth today.
Well, I think the opportunity of learning is the biggest opportunity. Maybe also of creating, but this opportunity comes with a lot of challenges. You know, I don't think there are opportunities without challenges. So the actual scenario is really fostering all the learning and networking and debating, but I think we had, maybe I'm repeating myself, but a lot of challenges, and we have to give the proper framework for this learning. If not, this learning maybe can go to wrong places. But I'm seeing that the youngers are learning a lot, and in a very paced rhythm. So I think it is good. It is a really, really good opportunity, but it comes with a lot of responsibilities and challenges. Not that I'm referring Spider-Man, but you know.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your thoughts. Now we have next speakers, James. James is available.
Mohammed.
James.
Okay, Mohammed, I think James is not on, so let me just say something about, let me just contribute something before that.
Okay, next we have Nora. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Hello, Mohammed.
Um, which Mohammed?
Is it Farooq?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so please, I just wanted
yeah. I'm
to,
listening.
okay. So since you are talking, and so I'm Albhukhary Sadiq Adams. I'm from Ghana. I'm the founder of ThinkCyber Solution Limited in Ghana. So I'm still working for a government institution. And one thing I've noticed about it is that how we implement
Yeah,
IT solutions. So I came up with a ThinkCyber solution just to see how we can get everybody on board in terms of implementation. So what my one thing I always want us to do is why youth matter in the AI revolution. With the youth, we should try to make sure that the future of AI should not just be merely designing AI for youth or designing AI for the youth to use, but
yeah,
rather how it should be designed with young people and to lead the young people. Sometimes you see people, for example, you see that we come up with policies, security policies, and other things in a way of ban. So, for example, you are trying to support youth from getting themselves into some cyber crime, and all you do is that maybe you are banning access to internet, you are banning access to internet for these people at this age. But all you do is that when you do that, all you do is that you just give them a way to do it for you not to see them doing it. So they can go ahead to do whatever you are trying to tell them not to do, because they are the digital natives. Some of them even know more about the systems in the house than even the parent. So if your parent and all you do is just putting maybe security, at the end of the day, locks without having the children know the reason why this is supposed to be done, or getting their view or point of view and ways that they can actually use those systems securely. At the end of the day, they will find ways to use those systems without you. So it's about us that we know that the youth, the policy, that we should make them the policy makers in the decision. So for example, if you have your children and you are trying to talk about the AI use, for now, we don't even know what your child will be competing with in terms of jobs seeking in the world when the person is going out of the world to seek jobs. Because there are people currently, I just read that over 20,000 jobs are being taken over by AI through this in Oracle. So your child that you are trying to force the person to follow your ways without knowing what the person is actually going to face when the person leaves to the real world, it can be disturbing. So as much as possible, when we are doing AI revolution, they are the digital native. They are the people that we, the youth, are the people that we really understand the technology. So policy and banning and always trying to just stop people, that can be very, very dangerous if we don't involve the youth and just always go ahead with the banning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing these important insights. Yeah, anyone else? Does anyone else want to share something?
My name is, okay. You want to go on? No problem. You can go, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mohammed. So my name is Eliud Luther. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya. I lead a tech for good business called Innobid. What we do is we try to leverage the power of AI, that's artificial intelligence, for market access, specifically for businesses that are owned by the young people. And I think for us here in Kenya, what we see as the biggest opportunity that AI creates in Africa specifically and in Kenya is the ability to create that access to or break down those barriers that have prevented us traditionally and over probably the longest time from accessing opportunities. And so how we are doing that, I'll give you 3 examples of barriers that have always prevailed and how AI on our side is breaking down those barriers. So the first barrier is the barrier of complexity. So when you run a business, you probably understand that accessing the markets is probably the most complex thing, because for one, if you're trying to tap into institutional markets, then we have a process called procurement, where you'll probably be required to review some complex documents, some of them with legal jargon that you really struggle to understand. And so that system totally locks you out. So that complexity is actually being broken down by AI. That's the first one. The second one is the problem of discovery of opportunities. Now, we are privileged to be on this platform, and I don't know how many of you got to hear about this particular opportunity to be part of this summit. But for me, it was actually forwarded to me by a network of mine. But for many other young people who are not part of platforms like this, or who are not connected enough, it becomes very difficult for them to actually discover these opportunities. So AI is also being used in that instance, where we're helping especially young people discover opportunities, what we are calling algorithmic matching, where you could be matched to opportunities that are really fit your profile and the profile of your business. And the last one is the capital barrier. So many young people are so ambitious. They will tell you they'll want to change the world, but they just don't have resources to do it. And so the story is the same here in Kenya. So what we've been doing is trying to then use AI again to link them to financing opportunities. How can we do that? So the first thing is I mean, I have a background in financial engineering, so I understand how the financial landscape works. And the fact is, most young people are not even bankable, and they actually can't access credit because they don't, of course, the credit history is probably bad. They don't have a track record that is sort of built enough for them to access financing. Then the big question is, how can we build these credit scoring algorithms that actually do not exclude young people from opportunities of financing, but actually include them? It's all around the data that we use to build these credit scoring models. So we've been able to figure that out. And of course, then AI is also helping with the matching process. So those three barriers: access to finance, discovery of opportunities, and complexity of market processes, including trade and procurement, have for the longest time prevented young people from accessing opportunities for their businesses. And AI on this side of Kenya is helping break those down. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a question. Yeah. Yeah, you wanna say something?
Okay, just you want to say something, just continue.
Yeah, I'm asking the panelists from Kenya, what do you think, AI will gonna replace humans or not?
Okay, I am Mohammad Lakdaf, a researcher in academia in the area of AI, and currently a PhD applicant at the University of Canberra. So I'll be speaking mainly based on the legal background and looking at it from the philosophical area of AI, mainly based on the research. So the aspect of AI, let us look at, because I'm looking at AI in a futuristic perspective. That is an AI which can operate on its own, an agentic AI, because that is where currently my research focuses on, and that's what I'll be talking about. So on the topic AI for good youth leadership in the age of artificial intelligence. So what comes in our mind when we talk about AI for good is youth as a driver of responsible AI. So let us think of AI that can work on its own, AI that is agentic AI, like what we are seeing currently now, like Tesla, in the case of Tesla, and also in Dubai, where we saw AI, doing some prayers and all of that. So this is the AI I'm thinking about. So how can youth, as a driver of responsible AI, how can youth, what are the things that youth can do in order to make an AI an ethical way? So firstly, the area of AI, firstly, how youth can use AI in a better way, because that is what the presentation is about. So how can youth use AI in an ethical way? Because if we are talking about AI is here to stay. Well, how can you use it in an ethical way? So that is one. That is firstly, we should do what we call corporations. That is what I refer to as the the the, the liberal. That is through state corporations. Sorry, state corporations and individuals. So we cannot achieve, or we cannot achieve the ethical, or we cannot make AI to be more ethical if we do not incorporate this to the perspective. That is, first, we have to look at the state. So for AI to be used in an ethical way, especially for youth, there has to be state laws, that are laws that should explain to citizens how AI should be used. For instance, like the EU AI Act that is being established, and also in China, we saw they have also been established their own, although some countries are also trying to do in it. In Africa, we also have the call for an established AI laws. So this is the first thing that we should do. We should pressure state or continental institutions to do in order to mitigate or in order to control AI, to control the ethical use of AI. And in fact, that was what I said at at ICANN. I was fortunate to present there, and also at the Internet Governance Forum on my topic, ECOWAS integration in the age of AI. I told them that I said we cannot achieve this aim if we cannot create a safer space, including the internet, including in every aspect of where we want to create. Because AI is, I would say, is almost in everyday life. We cannot achieve that if we do not have tangible laws. That is one. And also, AI also can be used for various purposes, especially in the area of education. You can use AI for instance, in enhancing research to at least an overview. But mostly we are using it now to copy and paste. AI also can be used in the area of healthcare systems, climate change, in many areas. So I think this is just what I will just have to say about the entire topic, my own understanding.
Mohammed, what do you think? What's the biggest challenge for youth today?
Okay, so the biggest challenge for youth today in the area of AI is one of the biggest challenge for youth today in using AI is using it in an ethical way. It's using AI in an ethical way because the internet is everywhere. The internet is everywhere. We have, for now, we can access the internet at every locations. Almost, we can interact in everyday lives. For instance, now there is DeepSeek. So you see, we have deepfake videos in which we are people now, create these images or artificial intelligences, photographs or whatsoever, and they publish them on the internet. So I think one of the biggest challenge of AI, especially at the third world countries, is the internet. It's our digital space. So I think we have to states, like I said, states should have to make sure that at least they create laws that target these areas.
Yeah, great.
Amazing.
Thank you
Just
so
a quick
much.
announcement, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Quick announcement. There's now breakout rooms since the panel discussion is a little longer and because of our time. So there are now breakout rooms, about 4 other rooms. So all of the delegates, all of the panelists could choose whichever breakout rooms they would love to join, and then we would love to continue from there. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay. Well, yes, sir. Please send me my breakout room so that I can join. Share me the link because I'm seeing here.
Yes. Yeah, so should we end this session here?
No, this is the main room. It still continues, but there's another breakout rooms for others to share simultaneously. Thank you.
So,
all right,
Gabriel,
Farooq, if I can drop my thoughts.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Thank you, Farooq.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to speak from the perspective of the global economy, the world economy, the impact of artificial intelligence on the global economy. And I'm going to be very brief. I'll just read some statistics so that we can know how artificial intelligence is impacting the global economy. So the World Economic Forum, there was a report that was published in the year 2025, last year, and it shows that the technological transformation that artificial intelligence is bringing into the global economy, it's one that it's going to create about 170 million new jobs globally. Right. So a lot of persons over time have had this fear that artificial intelligence is going to replace human intelligence, like AI replacing people, AI displacing people from their job, AI taking over jobs. As much as that can be true, there is another possibility that artificial intelligence is going to create jobs. And that is the perspective I want the youth, the young people to see it from. If you truly want to lead in the future of artificial intelligence, then you need to position yourself from the technological transformation that artificial intelligence is bringing on board. That is one. And secondly, definitely, artificial intelligence is going to displace about 92 million existing jobs right now. By 2030, over 92 million jobs are going to be displaced by artificial intelligence. So that leaves us with about 78 million jobs that are net jobs. So what young people can do to lead the future, the technological transformation that is happening right now, is to position themselves, to empower themselves, to equip themselves, to position themselves as AI like more like an AI leader, right? I'm an AI consultant, and one of the things that I advocate for is the fact that young people should begin to empower themselves right now with at least 1, 2, 3 artificial intelligence tools, artificial intelligence skills, whereby they are future-proofing themselves, right? They are future-proofing themselves. And the valuation, let me say the market projection for AI is going to rise to about 4.8 trillion in 2033. And that alone should be a good reason why young people should position themselves in artificial intelligence. I want to share a little experience that I discovered recently. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years ago, the likes of Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Mark of Meta, they started positioning themselves because they saw the future and they saw the possibilities that the future holds, and they started positioning themselves 10 years, 15, 20 years ago. And that is the same thing I want youth to also do right now. Young people should get themselves into leading the future from now by positioning themselves, leveraging artificial intelligence. So the transformation that we want to see, the transformation that we want to see in our healthcare, in our education, in the climate change, in every of the different aspects of life, should start with the young people, should start leading the narrative from now. So the question is no longer with artificial intelligence or AI change things. The question is, who is going to be responsible? Who's going to benefit from it? Who's going to be excluded? Who's going to be accountable? Who's going to lead the future of artificial intelligence? Who's going to lead the future with artificial intelligence? So the future does not belong to those that are vibe coding right now, building solution, building system, using artificial intelligence to start up to found different startups, to start digital startups. It doesn't belong to those people alone. It belongs to those who can ethically use artificial intelligence to lead good narrative, to lead transformation, digital transformation all over the world, whereby we are not speaking from a place of just knowledge or understanding. We are speaking from a place of applying artificial intelligence to solving real human problems that humanity have faced all over the years, problems that humanity has faced: the hunger problem, the inequality problem, the economy problem, the climate problem, the educational problem. These are problems that youth should begin to position themselves from now to begin to solve. And that has been my advocacy for the past 5 years. If the youth truly want to lead in the future, even if you want to lead in the present days, then you need to start positioning yourself by empowering yourself, equipping yourself, and also leading the narrative into the future of artificial intelligence. The future is intelligence. The future is digital. And above all, the future must remain human. In as far as we're bringing AI on board, the future must remain human. Humanity should be at the forefront. Thank you.
Yeah, great. I wanna ask you, what advice would you give to young people who want to use AI for social impact?
Okay, so if you're using AI for social impact, it's very reasonable. One, look at AI for empowerment, right? Look at AI for empowerment. So I run different startups. One of it is the AI Tribe, which is where we empower young people with artificial intelligence skills. We have different academies, different courses that run. This now we begin to empower the young people. And number two, definitely artificial intelligence for economic empowerment, right? So use artificial intelligence to empower the youth to position themselves to become better in terms of economy. Let them be stable in economy. And number three is the fact that young people should start leveraging artificial intelligence to solve problems. Just look around you, look at your school, look at your community, look at your business, look at your office, your marketplace, and start solving one problem. So one problem at a time, and thereby you're going to start empowering the society, empowering your space, empowering your community, your neighborhood, and thereby in the future you're empowering the whole nation.
Yeah, great. What skill do you believe young leaders should develop to thrive in the age of AI?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
May I ask you again? Yeah, I'm asking what skill do you believe young leaders should develop to thrive in the age of AI?
AI skills that young leaders should start equipping themselves with is, I think, one, prompt engineering. Prompt engineering, which is how to effectively and efficiently communicate with artificial intelligence. So you need to learn how to communicate. So it's just more like you as a young person that wants to really make a good thing for yourself in life. You need to know how to communicate. So the best skill you can learn right now is prompt engineering. One of the high-paying jobs right now on LinkedIn, according to research in the first quarter of this year, is prompt engineering. Prompt engineering. And I can tell you a lot of companies right now looking for prompt engineers that can prompt, they can build automations, they can build systems, they can build tools that are customized and personalized to their operations. So prompt engineering is a course that AI course that young people should look into right now.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experience and expertise. And thank you so much to all of our speakers for sharing such powerful, thought-provoking insights. Now we will move into breakout session where participants will continue these discussion in smaller groups. Please join our assigned groups and keep the conversation going on AI for good innovations and youth leadership. That brings us to the end of the session 3.